Natalie, good evening. Let's talk about how different is this vote of no confidence from what we had May surviving last week.
It's quite different, really. A lot of people are suggesting that it is simply symbolic. This is the leader of the opposition tabling a motion of no confidence against Theresa May, but not against her government. So it really is him trying to suggest that he has no faith in her, has no faith in her party. But whether it can do anything to remove her, well, no, it can't, really. In order to do that, he would need to table a vote of no confidence against the government itself, and even then would need the majority of Parliament to approve that. He hasn't done that yet, and in fact has been quite widely criticised for having not done that because of what many politicians are calling quite a shambolic situation in Parliament at the moment. What's recently happened, of course, is Theresa May cancelled a meaningful vote on her Brexit deal, which is important because lawmakers need to pass that deal in order for it to actually come to life. And they are suggesting that perhaps the only power left is for Jeremy Corbyn to call this vote of no confidence in her government. If he gets Parliament's support on that, that would then, within about 14 days, trigger another general election. But of course, it would need that support in Parliament to do so. This is not that, though. This is simply a symbolic gesture against Prime Minister Theresa May because of the way that she has handled this meaningful vote on the Brexit deal. All
right, certainly the opposition, they're wanting to have their dissatisfaction, Natalie, recorded on the record in Parliament. As far as that goes, let's talk about May. And you know, I'm seeing these reports, Natalie, that she's now embarking on a bid to try and speak to MPs to see what kind of Brexit deal they would actually agree to. Talk to us about this process. What have you heard in terms of what's happening there?
Well, of course, Theresa May has got this Brexit deal approved and agreed on by the other 27 members of the EU. Her Parliament, though, or the Parliament here in the UK, I should say, are not that keen on this deal. And in fact, she herself has said that this deal is not perfect. It is a compromise, but it's the best deal on offer. It's the best deal on the table that the EU is willing to agree to. And she is also suggesting that this deal is, of course, better than a no-deal situation. And we've seen a lot of economic reports on what a no-deal would mean for the UK, and in every single way it seems that the UK would be worse off, and indeed so would the European Union in some respects of a no-deal. So both sides clearly wanting to get this deal done. Now, Theresa May has to have this vote on this Brexit deal called a meaningful vote on it, and in order to then proceed with Brexit, she needs the majority of Parliament to vote in favour of her deal. So for the next few weeks, she is likely to therefore be really on a sales pitch trying to get parliamentarians on her side and see that this is the best deal that is available to the UK. Interestingly, though, a lot of MPs yesterday, when she announced this new timetable for this vote, accused her of running down the clock on this. Now, this is very important. The reason they're accusing her of that is because she needs to get this deal passed by the 21st of January. That's an important date because after that there probably isn't enough time to get all of the legislation through that's needed for a Brexit deal to take place by the end of March, which we know, of course, is that deadline. So by putting through this new timetable, which looks like the new vote is likely to take place the week of the 14th of January, she is really getting close to that deadline. And a lot of MPs are suggesting that what she is doing is putting pressure on them to vote in favour of her deal because they are concerned about a no deal.
All right, Natalie, that's all we have time for tonight. Natalie Powell, she's our UK correspondent.